In the build-up to this fight, you said that John's comments never bothered you, that he thought you were boring, but you went out there and put on probably your most exciting fight to date. So, was there any, did it maybe in the back of your mind factor in that you wanted to go on and put on something a little special tonight?
No, not at all, man. Like I said, it didn't bother me at all. My job in the gym is to train and train to finish. And you know what? The finishes kept coming and rising. I was trying to finish in the first round with the guillotine, and then I had opportunities for the Kimura. And then in the fifth round, even though I was ahead on the scorecards, I'm never just relaxing and just trying to coast by. My job's in order to finish and to push the pace. And then so it arose, and then I just took it, and so happened it happened.
I was going to say twice, round 3, and then of course the finish in round 5, you gave up position to go for a submission and kind of risk putting yourself in a bad spot. So is that something you're conscientiously working on, like trying to make that change to not be conservative, or do you feel like you just haven't been able to get the finishes up to this point?
I just think, in a gym where I'm trying to focus more and always evolve on my game, where I'm using my wrestling to, I'm a white belt in jiu-jitsu, so I'm just using my wrestling to get to the position to do the submission. So like I said tonight, it just so happened that, the opportunity was there and I just capitalized on it. Usually when I fight guys, it's not there. They usually shell up, and John Roger's doing a good job. Out of all the people I fought, he's the one guy who showed up in shape and never gassed out. He was always there every single round. So credit to him. He's a tough guy.
When you look at the landscape of 125 pounds, are you excited? Or I know that earlier this week I wasn't here, but I heard that you spoke about even potentially moving back to 135. Can you talk about just the landscape of the flyweight division right now?
Yeah. I beat, the best of the flyweight division, and there's still, up-and-coming fighters in there. I know there's some key matchups coming up pretty soon. Louis Guidon's fighting somebody. So there's still a couple of flyweights out there that I haven't fought yet, and I wouldn't mind fighting whatever the UFC wants me to do. But I think everybody's focused on, Anderson Silva, GSP, and all those guys. But I think, we can make some fun super fights down at, the lightweight division. The flyweights fighting the bantamweights. I know the bantamweights, they have their thing to, fix out, and we'll see what happens. I'm just here to fight and have a good time and put on, a good performance for the UFC and the fans.
So neither one of us answered your question.
Well, just to follow up for Dana, are you interested in that kind of super fight for Demetrious?
Listen, if Demetrious came and said that he wants to, wanted to fight one of the, the champion in 135, I don't know. I'd have to talk to our matchmakers and see what they think, what they want to do. I don't hate the idea.
And for Demetrious, would that be a 135, or do you want that to be a catchweight type of thing?
As right now, I'm just throwing it out there. Like, you hear GSP and those guys, and I think it's awesome. And I just think there's fights to be had at, super fights to be had at the lightweight division. And you know what? Dana White always says, GSP, Anderson Silva, and John Jones, it's gonna be great fights, but they're gonna make a lot of money. So I'm just like, I'm just throwing it out there for the lightweight guys and see what happens. Just throwing it out there now.
Who's or Brow interests you more?
They're both interesting. Brow, he's a big one. They're both big 135ers. I think Demetrious has the better wrestling. He has the better footwork and movement, and he's shown that he can go all 5 rounds. And I fought him before. Hannah Brow is tough. He finishes his guys, and he's more dangerous. just because he goes out there and he goes out for the kill. So, like I said, that's just something to throw out there. I'm still focused on my flyweight division. I know there's up-and-coming fighters who are trying to come in and take what's mine, and I'll be there to defend it. But, for the fans, and if the fans want to see it, and Dana White likes the idea, and the matchmakers want to do it too, well, I don't see why not. I don't mind fighting. It's what my job is to do, is to fight.
The 5th round, I think you were like 10 for 10 in takedowns. Did the success of that, and did that really surprise you, or was that kind of your strategy coming into the fight?
I don't want to say it surprised me. I'm just going after the fight. John Margaret does a good job of staying in a shell where when you try to engage him, he likes to back up and throw the left lead hook, and that's what we saw. That was one of his good tendencies that he did to all his previous fighters. And so when he would try to engage, I could just change my elevation and see what happens, and then the shot was there, so I just took it, and I passed guard, and then started working, crucifix, and then when I started going for the far arm for the Kimura, it just so happened to be there. So it worked out perfect tonight, and I'm happy with it.